What's up, guys? So today we're in the Mustang and I'm wanting to install these like in-dash LED light things. So my plan is to go in this crack in the doors on both sides, and then around the gauge cluster here, around I think the airbag here, and then around the center control unit thing. So I had to take apart a lot of panels because I like to hide my wires, so we'll get into that. Alright, so the first panel I'll be taking off is this one underneath the steering wheel. There's 2 or 3 bolts holding it just right here. I don't know how to get a good angle, so I'm just going to do that off camera. So now that we have that panel off, there will be a metal panel with 2 screws, I think, or 2 bolts, I think, in these holes right here and right here, so I'll take those out. Alright, so I was able to get that panel off, and we got that whole underside under there accessible. I have the wires sort of lined up on how I'm going to put them, but now we are over here at the glove box. We're going to take that off using this bolt right here and this one, so I'll get into that. Alright, so the trunk is out, and then the next thing we're going to be taking out is the center thing where the shifter's out. So all you do is take off the shift knob. It's got a long thread on it. That usually comes out, and then you can just push in the sides like that, and then you'll have 2 electrical connectors back here that you have to take off, and then you will have access to that back there. Okay, so now that that is off, I've got 2 wires that I'm going to have to run to this side so I can put them in here. So as you can see down here, there's a little pass through right there that I'm going to be routing through, so I'll do that. Alright, it took me a little bit, but I finally got those fed through there. So now we're going to have to tuck them up in here somehow, probably with a bunch of zip ties, honestly, and then we'll have to feed them. If you peel this back a little bit, there's a hole right there that I'm thinking of going through, and then you can pull this up somehow, and then we can run the wire through here, zip tie it through this. Oh, I just realized that. Cool. Anyways, so let's get into that. Alright, so I went ahead and routed all my wires. I got the one there, over there in the door. I got one up here that's going to be coming through here. I got the one at the door too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be tucking the guide, I guess is what it's called, into the cracks in the panel.
a screwdriver. Oh yeah, we're good.
So the dash is installed now. Let me show y'all what it looks like. So that's what it'll look like. At the corners here, I had to cut out a little section so I could get around that 90, but I'll have to wait till night to show y'all with the lights on. But I'm going to continue on to probably the other door, the glove box, and then this. So I'll get back with y'all whenever all that's done. Alright, so it's all in. I got some of the panels in. The last thing that we need to do is wire this in to the fuse panel. Now you can hook it up to a cigarette lighter using this attachment, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it on as soon as the car turns on. So I will use this attachment here and tap it into a fuse using a fuse tap. Which, how that works is you put your circuit that you're tapping into, that fuse goes on the bottom, and then your circuit for the lights will go on the top. So let's do that. Alright, so it is now night, and I was able to see the lights for the first time, and I'm pretty happy with them. Only thing I don't like about it is this up here going dark, and I think there's another spot down here. But other than that, I think they look great. Let me know down below what y'all think about it.